I'm gonna start off by saying we're recording because our secretary is going to have to leave partway through the meeting, and we want to make sure that she gets everything for that she needs. I'm gonna ask everyone to feel free to ask questions in the chat during the meeting. Do refrain from using kids' names, kids' schools, teachers, etc., just for privacy. But feel free to share any information you need. Other than that, sorry, I'm hitting buttons because things are popping up. So I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be a little bit of a technical challenge because we're pretty new at this on this board. So if we make mistakes, I apologize. I'm gonna start off by introducing everyone that is a part of our board. Like I said, I'm co-president, and I couldn't do what I do without Sarah LeCompte. As the other co-president, we balance each other out very well with our own neurodivergence. So I'll let her go.
Hi, I'm Sarah LeCompte. I am your co-president along with Katie Young. We are very excited for this year and look forward to working with y'all and being supportive for y'all and all the kiddos. Let's see, who are we going to go to next? Shall we go to the other Sarah, Sarah Caswell? She's next on my screen, so we'll just do that.
No worries. Hi, I'm Sarah Caswell. I'm one of the teacher liaisons for the TSEPTA group. And I'm a high school teacher at Sammy High School this year.
How about Amber next?
My name is Amber, and I am new to the board this year and working in the treasurer position. How about Katie next?
I'm Katie Callahan. I'm also new to the board this year. I'm the Family and Community Engagement Chair, and I have 2 kiddos in Tacoma Public Schools, and both receive special ed services.
And Virginia is our secretary, but I think she's doing double duty right now.
I can talk. My other meeting doesn't start for about 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
So I'm Virginia. I'm the secretary this year. I've been at this, I think, a year now this month. And I have 3 boys, all in TPS, all on IEPs. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
That it as far as our board members? I think so. So I'll just revisit. I have 2 sons as well who both have IEPs. One is in high school, one's in middle school. And Sarah, do you want to say anything about your kiddos? We kind of missed off that part.
We did. Yeah, I have 1 kiddo. He is in Tacoma Public Schools receiving special education services in elementary.
Perfect. So this meeting is a little bit disjointed because we did a lot of planning in our board last 2 weeks. So we have a lot of great things coming up, but we wanted to make sure that we reached out to start building for this year. So I wanted to go over some real basic information about us. So we're hoping that this year we're really able to build us up and create quite the community. We've seen a lot of new members this year and a lot of new faces, which is awesome. We're hoping to be able to get more pull from parts of the district that we haven't gotten before. So if, you know, make sure you're telling people about us and that we're out here. We do a couple different things. We do Bridge the Gap, which is a grant program that families and teachers can apply to get resources that maybe they otherwise can't afford. And then we also try to work in partnership with the district to build better relationships and kind of be a sounding board and for them, and then also to be able to support families, and when things are not going like they should, make sure that we're a voice to that, both to the school board and to the district. So let me talk a little bit about the meetings that are going to come up this year. We've kind of sketched out some things. We're hoping that next month we are able to do a meeting about our, what is the word, Sarah?
The process,
This-
the
like,
Special Education 101.
No, we're going to do a meeting about Sammy, Soda, and Idea.
Oh, yes, thank you.
They're innovation schools. Is that what we're?
I guess I think the word is called, they're the 3 element schools.
Okay,
It's
thank
still
you.
public schools, but just, yeah, they're innovative. Yeah.
Yes. So enrollment starts, or the enrollment process starts in December, and I think that a lot of families haven't known about these schools. So we're trying to educate some families, and we're hoping to have the district come speak to us next month about those schools so that families can learn about them before we're already in the process of enrollment.
Oh, can I just tell you
Yeah.
one thing too? So, if you're elementary school folks, middle school folks, we have a group of kids that are going to go out to the middle schools and do informational sessions. I believe this year they're working on it this semester, so hopefully in the spring. So if you hear about any of those things, those are our kiddos coming out. Be on the, I'll get you more information once I have it. They don't have it ready yet, so.
And don't they also, like, especially at Sammy, work with kiddos at the zoo?
Yeah, we're gonna have for the field trips that come in, we have one class that is going to be set up to work with the little ones as they come through. So they'll take them on tours and do things like that. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And then in November, we're hoping to have a DDA meeting to help families learn more about the Department of Disabilities and what is available to them, and hopefully the process and some more clarity for everyone there. The district did a meeting last spring, but I would love to get some more enrollment before the end of the year so that families have all of those services available to them for the summer, because I think we all get challenged during the summer. We also talked about doing another camp meeting where we're bringing in camps that our kiddos can go to. The list has grown from last year quite immensely, so we want to spread the word, and I think a couple of us sent kids to new camps because of last year, so we want to share experiences. And then we're hoping, our winter is a little blank right now. We're still planning that part. We're hoping that we do a fundraiser this year. We were thinking about a walk run / maybe swim-a-thon for our special needs kiddos. And we're looking for partners in that always. So if you have resources or want to help out with that process, please reach out. We're hoping also to look at grants and corporate donations. As you guys all know, special ed funding has changed a little bit this year, and budgeting after COVID, the districts are stretched, and we want to make sure that our kiddos aren't the ones that feel the pinch. So we're hoping to raise money to support the teachers and the kiddos where and when we can. Membership. We need all of you guys to join, and we really appreciate when you guys show up to meetings, because then we're able to conduct business. We try not to take that forever and waste your time, but 10-15 minutes we need just to do votes and things. So please join if you can. You're always welcome, even if you can't. We also have financial assistance and scholarship for membership. So if you want to join but don't have the funds, please just reach out to us. And we have a Facebook page. So a lot of great discussions happen on our Facebook page, so please join that. And we also post all of our flyers and information about things that are going on. We do have a website that we'll be posting. We're hoping to record more of these meetings because so many of us can't make it every month. And so we're hoping to post the meetings so that families can come back at a later point in time when they can watch it and not miss out on valuable information. So looks like Facebook is in our chat right now, and I think our membership. Sarah also put, we had a meeting with Sammy Soda and Idea last year that was wonderful. So if you want to kind of get some advanced information about the programs, you can, she's put the link in the chat. Also our membership link is in the chat as well. And just so you know, I had a brief meeting with the district today, and I wanted to bring up some things that we chatted about with them. So one of the things that I found that Elise told me, who is the head of the special ed department, and I have kittens and sometimes they sound like screaming babies, sorry. So Elise is now officially in charge of the special education preschool program and Child Find, which is wonderful and will create more of a smooth path for kiddos that have special needs and more congruent care. Them being in another location, I think, was somewhat problematic. So I'm really excited about that. She's also doing a lot of training this year around the idea of maintaining services the same at every single school and identification of kiddos that are of need. That these processes kind of be mainlined and every kid kind of gets the same treatment throughout the district. The idea is, you know, equity basically, and some schools do things different, and she wants to take the good and build on the good that some schools are doing that maybe other schools aren't doing, and then create a streamlined process where everything looks the same. And I think with processes, this is a very good thing. You know, it takes out some of the interpretation, and the same level of services will be available for everybody. She also talked to me a little bit about gaps in services for middle school and high school, that there was a little bit of a gap for things available to kids of different intellectual disabilities, and that she wants to, they're kind of doing an inventory and taking stock in what's available for the kiddos and what teachers are doing at the middle school and high school levels, so that they can kind of bridge some of those gaps in services or accommodations that's available for the kiddos. I think that our relationship with Elise has been a very positive thing, and building that trust with the district is a good thing. And I think a lot of times that they hear us and they make changes that sometimes are directed by this group. So I am very appreciative of that. I think, Sarah, how am I doing?
Fabulous.
Okay.
All the details and the information. This is, you know, this is a place to start. Gives us kind of a brief overview of building on relationships that have been already started by previous boards, and continuing that relationship, and hearing the district wanting to align things more across all the schools throughout the district sounds phenomenal. And we know that that'll take some time for that to happen. But as much as we can keep our ears open, and our eyes and ears open, and we can give that feedback back to the district of how things are going, I think that would be great.
Does anyone have any questions about all the stuff that I just rattled off?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
This is Latifa. So I saw an email and I'm here at this meeting because it was a PTA meeting, and I know we're not calling out like school names or anything, but I thought it was like a general PTA meeting, but I'm here and I'm like listening, taking everything in. Am I in the wrong place?
So this is it's special education PTA. So
Okay.
we
For
deal
all
with
of Tacoma.
all of Tacoma. So
Okay.
every kiddo that has a special need, from IEPs to 504 plans, that's the families that we're supporting.
Okay. Thank you.
So are you in the right place, or did you show up in the wrong place?
Showed up in the wrong place, but I was all here for it. I was like, this is great info, but yeah. And I'm like, I just saw the email and it said like PTA meeting. I'm like, cool. We're going to go ahead and hop in there, save the meeting info. So
Hey, you're welcome to hang out. You're never in the
Yeah.
wrong place. We love it.
I'm still learning from you guys. So I was like, I'm sticking it out for this meeting. Thank you.
And
Love
please
it.
spread the
Thank
word
you.
about us, because you know.
I didn't know that was a thing. So that's cool. I just thought there's like one PTA and, for the designated school, I didn't realize there's groups and for special ed focus. I think that's awesome. So I'm definitely spreading the word.
So part of the reason why we started is one of the rules in PTA is that anything that you do has to support 90% of the kiddos in a school. So typical schools have between 12 and 15% special needs populations. So services and things couldn't be directed from a PTA at a school. So we felt like things were getting lost, and there wasn't really a voice for families. And one person's great, but you put 10 people together and you got a lot louder of a voice. So that was kind of the intention. So we formed special needs PTAs because now our 90% is all special needs kiddos. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Yes.
So
And then to add, oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and to add on to that, also seeing that not only Tacoma, but also other districts as well, such as Shoreline, Issaquah, have also started special education PTAs. And now it started last year, and I think they're making it official as of this year. Washington State PTA has a special education committee at the state level now. So it's actually gained traction, and we're seeing positive results on these kiddos.
Yeah.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's actually, I mean, you just named two. There's Bellevue, there's Seattle, there's Federal Way, there's Highline, there's Bothell, there's I can't even name them all. There's so many now. So it really is a good thing.
Nice. The more you know.
Yep.
Thank you.
So any other questions? All right, then I'm going to kind of move on from the non-fun business stuff, and I'm going to ask how the school year started for everyone.
Feel free, spill the beans. Mine's going great, except for I already had to bring my kiddo home from school yesterday with a spike to fever. He has a cold. Okay, no fever since he came home, but still, 2 weeks in, already coming home with a cold. Anybody else relate?
Mine didn't come home with a cold, but he fell and hit his head, which we found out he just hit his head on the carpet. but the nurse called Daddy, and Daddy's a softie, so I had to tell, and he's been to the nurse a couple times because he loves the nurses. And so I told him, I didn't actually do this, but I said, the next time you go to the nurse, they're calling mommy and not daddy. So it better be serious because I'm going to talk to you. And he's so far, no more going home early. So good job.
My kiddo missed the bus today, and he thought I was joking when I told him he would have to walk to school. And I made sure this is my kiddo with autism, and I did the whole creepy stalker driving thing. He couldn't see me, and I kept pulling in behind cars, you know. And I called the teacher and told him I made him walk. But guess who won't be late to the bus anymore?
That's a good one right there.
So both of mine,
sure.
so both of mine have missed school already from being sick. And then speaking of transportation, I don't know if everybody else had issues with the new system that went in place with transportation this year.
Yes.
That was a big issue for us. We were really lucky that I ended up taking them to school the first morning because the bus depot couldn't tell us if anybody was going to be picking up my kids at all. So I took them to school, and they thought they had everything figured out. On the way home, they had the same bus driver they've had for 3 years, thank God, because the transportation had them dropping them off at my house instead of daycare. And I work until 5. So he questioned that, and bus depot told him he had to take them here. And so he did. And my kids said that I wasn't home because my car wasn't there. And so then he independently decided to take them to daycare where he knew they really should be. So I thank God for that, but I was terrified if it had been a bus driver that they didn't know where they were really supposed to be. So it took us about 3 days to get it figured out. They are 7.
So not in Tacoma, but I had a similar experience 1 year with my kiddo with autism. He was in kindergarten, and he was dropped off at a daycare and not at home. And it was a daycare that didn't receive school-age kids in the middle of an apartment complex to no receiving adults. And he ran in and he hung up his jacket and his backpack, and then he ran back out into the apartment complex. And thank God there was a parent coming to pick their kid up and made him go back inside.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. I have one with autism who's also an eloper. So I'm pretty sure if he had gotten on that bus, we would have never seen, if he'd gotten off the bus, we would have never seen him again. So I was just so thankful that their bus driver defied what he was told and took them where they were supposed to be.
Are the kids, is it a special education bus or?
It is. So I have one child who is special needs, and then his brother rides the bus with him who is not special needs. And he was the one that said, hey, mom's not here. Like, what are we doing here? So.
Wow.
Scary.
Off to a rocky start.
Yeah, transportation, I think no matter the year is always like, that is my biggest stressor in the beginning of the year. And I'm just the special ed teacher. I'm not the mom. And so I do have folks from our school community that would like to address the school board at some point this year about transportation. Like I said, I know it's not the drivers, it is the whole system. And I know things have been rocky. And so if I'm going to put the word out there, it can't come from me because I'm actually the DOE employee and I might get a little bit in trouble, but if there are families and parents that would like to be put in touch with this person, I can do that. I would love to have something because those are our most vulnerable kids, and they're the kids that get stuck waiting or get picked up 4 hours early, or, you know, get dropped off 3 hours late. And it's a problem. It's been a problem every year that I've been a teacher, and I would love for somebody to.
I will take that on. Connect with me.
Okay.
because I don't know if you guys remember me from last year, my horror stories from the bus and how I'm like really I want our bus drivers to get better training. I want the bus system to be safer for all of our children, but definitely our children with special needs because they
Okay.
can't necessarily speak up for themselves. So connect with me and I
Okay.
will do whatever it takes. Yeah, I'm your
Okay.
girl.
And Crystal,
think it's
maybe,
kind of-
yeah, send like your email to
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
well, Katie and Sarah have it, right? We have okay, I'll do that.
Awesome.
Oh
Thank you.
yeah, if everybody can just take a minute and put your name in the chat. I totally forgot about this part. That'd be great because it's kind of like our sign in for attendance. So that'll help our records. But also, if you want to be put on our email list, throw your email in there. And then I was going to say, it's interesting to me because I have friends in other states that have kids, and my friends in Richmond, you actually, when you show up for the bus, have to show your ID to the bus driver before they will let you take your kid. Yeah. And I'm like, it's amazing to me that we don't have something like that just for custodial pieces, right? And that there would be, there's been incidences where kids have gone with non-custodial parents and disappeared. So it's very concerning, and I think we should totally go to the school board. Especially seeing that
be better.
the district is actually in charge of the special needs busing. It's not farmed out to first student. So that to me, those bus drivers are district employees, and even more that they should have training and be appropriate. So I think we should totally do that. Anybody else got any horror stories from this past week, 2 weeks? My oldest son, who started in high school, had his computer hidden on him on Tuesday and just got it back today. So kids are great too. Bus drivers, kids, grown-ups, they all suck.
This is our first year in Tacoma School District, which is why I'm like searching for the PTA because we're from Tukwila. And
what school are you actually in?
Bowles.
Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that is either. Where is that?
It's off of like Portland and 64th.
Okay.
Yep. Bowles. I guess Tacoma's really big. I'm just learning. We've only been here for like 4 months now.
Yeah. So it is really big. There's a lot of schools. And I'm still learning too. And I've been here for 6 years now. So
there's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I have a kiddo at First Creek as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know where that one is.
Right. Yeah. My horror stories are from First Creek. I have a new middle schooler who's going there, and it's just a different world. Vapes in the bathroom, fights in places. And I'm like, is this middle school? Oh my God. Yeah. Outside of that, nice to meet all the new people, Yeah, that's my horror story. And of course, codes are kicking in too. And no one was sick during the summer.
No.
And everything's kicking in now. Thank you.
Oh, welcome to Tacoma. Yeah, for sure. Keep an eye, go join our Facebook page. Our very own Katie Callahan is, we've had one so far. It's just, she'll do once a month, kind of a meet in the park, where us parents can get together and let the kiddos play, and we can just hang out and chat.
And what is that you said on the Facebook page? Okay, that's in the meetings. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I put it in the chat here in Zoom. I posted a bunch of links, and one of them is our Facebook page, Tacoma Special Education PTA. So if you want to join as moms or caregivers, we're going to be once a month, go do some hangouts.
And I'll piggyback on that a little bit. So I am the Family and Community Engagement Chair. So for anyone here or anyone who watches this recording later, I know that sometimes the jargon in meetings can be a little overwhelming. So one of my goals this year is to do some more informal meetups where it really is just like, let's let the kids do their thing on the playground, preferably like fenced playgrounds, preferably playgrounds that don't have wood chips. That's what my kids need to be able to thrive. And just kind of let the parents chat and just have that sense of community, right? Not all of our conversations need to be the adversarial ones where we're talking about our issues with the district. It's just nice to connect with other parents who get it. So that's something that I'm trying to do. And I'm going to try to pick different playgrounds kind of all throughout the city. Last week we had one at the playground that's by Star Center, which is in like Southwest Tacoma. My kiddo actually goes to school in East Tacoma, not far from where you said your kiddos are at both. So, we definitely want to make sure we get kind of all the different pockets and corners of the city. And another thing that I'm going to try to do this year is put up sort of pinned posts in our Facebook group that sort of serve as like an ask me anything. I know sometimes it's hard to gather your thoughts for your own post or you don't even know where to start, but I'm a big believer in there's no stupid questions, and there is so much foundational knowledge with special ed, and you don't exactly get a pamphlet that says, so your kiddo qualifies for an IEP. And there's just so much jargon and institutional knowledge. So I'm really trying to help make that more accessible to people and just break it down in lay terms and make it simpler. So that's something to definitely look out for on the Facebook group, just those playground invites, and then also just pinned posts for like an ask me anything. No bad question.
Awesome.
Alicia, what's the kiddo's name that keeps popping in? He's pretty cute.
That's Lennon. He is very interested in talking to everybody, knows no stranger. Here he comes. He heard me talking.
Hi,
Lennon.
Oh. What grade are you in?
What grade are you in?
Something happened.
What grade are you in?
That was strange. First grade, and this is Koopa Choomba. Don't listen to him because he will eat you.
Constant entertainment over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry. Hey.
All right.
Roll.
Go play. Go play. Go play.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Stop, Kevin.
Thank you for sharing him. Oh, somebody getting tired, Sarah? Hello.
Well, if Reva's there, I have to wave and say hi.
Were you on this whole time, Jeannie?
No, I was clean. Oh, no, not Reva. Hi, Lewis. No, I came in like 20 minutes late because I was cleaning and sat down and opened Facebook and was like, uh-oh. So
do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So hi, I'm Jenny McKinney. You can hear my dog wagging her tail. And I am a kindergarten teacher at Bernie and one of the teacher liaisons with Sarah.
The teacher liaisons are a really integral part of the equation because they tell us kind of their side of things and what they're getting from the district and what they need from the district. So it helps us better support them as well. So. All right, does anybody have any hopes or desires for subject matters for the meetings this coming year? No.
And if it doesn't come to mind right now, I think I posted it quite a few times, the email for us, as well as our website, which has our contact information on there as well. So feel free to send us an email, post on the Facebook page, multitude ways of getting a hold of us if you come up with an idea later.
I would just say, so my kiddo goes to Skyline Elementary and we have the peer inclusion preschool there. So I talk to a lot of parents with really young kids who are just maybe on the cusp of getting a diagnosis, just kind of figuring out that their child is a different learner and needing some supports. And they're walking into their first IEP meetings and wondering, like, what do I do? I've heard, you know, they hear different things through community members or different people's kind of lived experiences. But I wonder if we could, as a PTA, bring, you know, a night where we talk about what do you do in that first IEP meeting? Like, what can you expect? I know for me personally, there was a lot of like, yeah, the teacher language that was kind of new to me, the IEP language, kind of feeling intimidated. And then also it was just going to my first IEP meeting with a preschooler, with having a preschooler with a new diagnosis was also just emotionally a really challenging experience, because you're like, this isn't how I thought we were going to enter the public school system when I, you know, a few years ago, right? So anyways, just maybe a topic around that we could support families kind of from a multiple different angles about that first IEP meeting.
It's kind of funny. My sister just had her meeting. She has twin 5th graders and she knew some stuff was going on. And of course, I've had my past. So I've had a kiddo that was in birth to 3, you know, we've been getting services since he was 15 months old. And she just had the full neuropsych eval. And the first thing I said to her, I was like, how do you feel about this? Because I remember how daunting seeing all those tests were. And she goes, God, you looked at it really quick. I'm like, yeah, because I see those every 2 years. I know exactly where I need to look. I know what I need to look for. I can skip through whole sections of it now. And she's like, well, you're going to have to teach me that. I'm like, no problem. So it was interesting being on my sister and her kiddo, and they he got diagnosed with dyslexia on top of ADHD and anxiety. And it's I love my sister, but you know that feeling when you know your own kids, you know your genetics, and you see your siblings' children and you're like, they're not quite normal either. And so I've been kind of waiting for this moment because I knew that it was going to come. So
When
I
you
know
know,
exactly
you know.
what you.
As far as ideas for meetings, I just wanted to kind of throw out there for people that maybe are new to the group, some kind of things that we've done in the past are to have like guest speakers. And so that can be something that if there's a topic that you're passionate about or as the year pops up, know that if we don't have the expertise, we have brought in people that do on different like ADHD or autism or resources that are available from the state. So those, if there's something you're wondering about, we have brought in guests that can kind of zone in on that. But we've also met with the school, the directors and had them come in. So we'll be thinking about if there's anybody even from the district that you were curious about getting more information from. And then kind of like Amber was saying, just targeting specific like age groups and different areas of SPED. So I know like last year we had an amazing meeting around that transition to high school with our innovative high schools. So just thinking about topics that are personal to you, because we really can zone in on those as well.
Does anybody have areas that they might want to learn more about?
I know that we talked about doing different summer camp options as one of our meetings, but I also think it might be helpful to do one that is just different activities in the community that is not just summer. I recently had a big win with Metro Parks fulfilling an accommodation request, so my kiddo can do Beyond the Bell with extra support. And I think that's something newer that Metro Parks is doing. And so I think just trying to find more yes, summer camp is huge and we all need that summer childcare, but it's really nice to be able to have like community engagement throughout the year and community activities that she can participate in with other kids with that extra support.
Can I ask what that is actually going to look like for her?
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit vague about my kiddo, right? But she successfully participated in Beyond the Bell last year when it was Legos. And if there was ever a topic designed for neurodivergent kids, it's Lego Club. And we had a couple of bumpy starts, but the instructor there was just incredibly understanding of neurodivergence, and it went pretty smoothly. We also had a lot of support from inside the building. They made social stories. They helped her through that transition from school to after school. This year, the school is offering a different activity, and it's art. So that's going to be a little bit harder for her to wrap her in. My kiddo is kind of inflexible. I think we all have some rigid thinkers. And so that's going to be a little bit more of a difficult activity. So I filled out the accommodation request with Metro Parks. And I just said, here's how my kid is. My thought is if we have an instructor who's great with neurodivergent kids, we probably won't need a ton of support. But if we do have an instructor who that's just not their specialty, then we will. So what we agreed is that they're going to provide a designated support person for the first few weeks of Beyond the Bell, and it meets twice a week. And we're going to see how she does. And we're going to let that person's observations tell us if we need support through the entire session. What is it, like 8-9 weeks or something like that? Or if we can taper off, right? My kid's pretty high functioning. So our goal is always to let's give the scaffolding and let's take it away piece by piece if she's showing that she can be independent. It's just so hard, right? Because it's a new year. It's a new type of Beyond the Bell. It's a new instructor. There's going to be different friends. I think our building has a new Beyond the Bell site lead as well. So there's not a lot of constants. But Metro Parks responded within a week of me doing the accommodation request. They've already been in touch with the special ed teacher at the school. So the person who's going to be the support person knows who to sign in with when they come to the office. And I also put feelers out with the specialized rec leader at Metro Parks. And I think she's in our Facebook group. And I just said, hey, if that person or you or the site lead or the art instructor, if anyone wants to touch base with me before, please do. Otherwise, I'm always available if you've got questions as we go. But yeah, the plan is to start with support. If my kiddo is doing well, they'll pull it. If my kiddo is really using that support, it looks like they'll keep it throughout the session.
It's wonderful.
Yes. And I think more, I know Metro Parks has tried to really expand their adaptive services and their inclusive services. Right now, the accommodation request is a web form, super user friendly. They also have, like, you can pick what Metro Park service you need it for. So Beyond the Bell is elementary kiddos. I think Club Beyond is the middle and high school. So Club Beyond is an option there. Summer camp support was an option. So I know like they do like the weekend activities, like your kid can do like basketball at like the, at People's Center or whatever. That's one of the options. So I think, if Metro Parks is doing that, I'm assuming other organizations have adaptive services and just stuff that our kids can participate in throughout the year and not just summer.
Yeah, and as another parent that utilized the same Beyond the Bell, but at a different school, my son was really successful with that as well. And it was the Legos, and it was through Snapology. And they kind of do like the Legos and the robotics kind of thing. And he actually attended a Snapology camp at the Star Center over the summer, and it was just a week long. But it happened to be the same teacher that he had at the Beyond the Bell. And so his accommodations were met with ease, but he's also high functioning as well. So he didn't need as much scaffolding in place, but he got the accommodation. So when in doubt, or if you're curious, always put through an accommodation request and then just build that relationship with what you have there at the school or at the facility. But I think that's a really great idea, is having another meeting, not just for summer camps, but for other activities. Even other things that we hear of, other companies or places that are offering things that are sensory friendly hours. So I heard through the grapevine that Pacific Northwest Ballet is now offering sensory friendly options as well. So I think we can come up with a meeting to have all those activities in the community. I love it.
We're going to sensory friendly Little Mermaid in October. There's a
Disney does a fabulous job of those sensory friendly plays.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think after COVID, it was hard. So many of the organizations lost traction for our kiddos. So it's good to hear positive stories like that, Katie. And good for you for pushing too, because sometimes it takes, it shouldn't take that, but it does.
It's, I'm glad. I think maybe a lot of times they'll put the option out there, but parents don't even know to utilize it. And then they'll say, oh, there's no need, or we don't have the staffing. And I'm just like, oh no, if they're offering it, I am going to pursue that. And then that's kind of why I encourage everyone else to do it as well. If they see that there's a demand for it, then they can hopefully increase hiring. You know what I mean? They can increase the offering. So you just got to make sure that they know that this is a necessary service.
Well, does anyone have anything else? I knew this meeting was going to be a little bit short tonight. Just because.
And I think that's okay for our first meeting.
Yes.
And also it's getting close to, I'm pretty sure some kiddos' bedtimes coming up on 8 o'clock. So yeah, if nobody has anything else at the moment, I think I've pasted it enough times. There's plenty of ways to contact us.
I just have one real quick question about start times for the meetings. We've kind of started at varying different times. So for this year, does 6:30 work better for people, or does 7:30 or 7 work good? Just checking in with you guys that are 7's okay.
Good.
Okay, good.
I
Just
think we'll
wanted
do
to make
that.
sure.
Yeah. I
And
think
we'll try to
7's
stay
good.
consistent throughout the year.
Mhm.
So I think the plan is our next meeting, just to let you guys all know, we're gonna try to stay to the 3rd Thursday of the month, but in October, we're planning on having the district come in to talk a little bit more about Idea Sammy and Soda. And they weren't able to make it on the 3rd Thursday, so they're going to be here on the 4th Thursday, which is the 26th of October. And there'll be flyers and all of that, just like this meeting. But we hope to see you guys all back on the 26th of October at 7. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.